This is the new Motorola Edge Plus. It's the first truly premium phone Motorola has launched in the United States since 2020. And there's a lot to like. I think Motorola is masterful at packing their phones with an incredible amount of value. And in the case of the Motorola Edge Plus, Motorola improved it in ways that address many of the less than stellar features and design choices the original 2020 Edge Plus had. The Motorola Edge Plus starts at $1,000 unlocked, though at the time this video goes live, that price is only going to be $900 if you buy it from Motorola or some third-party retailers. And that price will go down to $850 if you buy it from Verizon. There are links in the description. Let's start with the design. This is a new Edge Plus in pretty much every way. Gone is the dramatic, prone to accidental taps waterfall display, and in its place is a 6.7-inch OLED with 144 Hz refresh rate. Clearly, this is a place Motorola wanted to flex. Phones from Samsung, Apple, Google, their screens usually top out at 120 Hz. But the question really comes down to, can you see the benefit of having a screen that's 120 Hz and one that is 144 Hz? The short answer is no. The long answer is that really depends on you, your eyes. Are you perceptible to such things, as well as the apps and games that support 144 Hz? Videos, scrolling, animations look great on this screen. My producer for this review video kept commenting on how nice the screen looked outdoors. The Edge Plus has a side-mounted power button that doubles as a fingerprint reader. I love it. It's quick, it's easy to unlock, it's reliable. The body for the Edge Plus has an IP54 rating for water and dust resistance, meaning it can handle a splash of water but can't be submerged. Now, this is one area where I would have liked to have seen the Edge Plus be more competitive to other phones in its price range. When it comes to performance, it's all about that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. The phone I'm reviewing has 12 gigabytes of RAM, and combined with the processor and Android 12, which by the way looks wonderful on this phone, and Motorola software additions, everything works pretty well. For the most part, it's peppy, and in my time, I didn't notice any bugs, except for some reason. When you go into landscape for apps like Chrome or Gmail, the left side of the screen is cut off at 90 degrees. The right side of the screen goes all the way to the side, to the round corners of the display. It's not bad, but it's weird. The Edge Plus has all of Motorola's wonderful repertoire of software shortcuts like double karate chop for turning on and off the flashlight, the double wrist twist for opening up the camera. You can double tap the fingerprint reader to bring up an on-screen palette of customizable shortcuts. There's Game Time, which gives you quick access to settings for your games like high performance mode, and gives you the ability to change the screen's refresh rate on the fly. Also, one of my favorite Motorola features is peek screen on the lock screen. You simply press and hold an app's icon to preview the notification. In fact, this is one of my favorite ways to handle lock screen notifications on any phone. One great addition from Motorola is Ready for Software, which lets you quickly and wirelessly connect to a smart TV or a PC-powered monitor. You can use your TV or monitor to play games, have video calls, or just browse your phone, and it works pretty well. And then let's talk about bloatware. Yeah, what year is it? 2022, right? Yeah. The Edge Plus I reviewed is on Verizon, and this one came with all this bloatware. I mean, why do I need one version of Candy Crush installed on my phone, let alone two? Why? Moving on to the cameras, there are three on the back, one of which is a depth camera to help with things like portrait mode. The main camera has a 50 megapixel sensor with an f1.8 wide-angle lens with optical image stabilization. There's a 50 megapixel ultra-wide angle camera with an f2.2 aperture lens. There is a night mode, which is called night vision, and it's okay. If it's really dark, you can see image noise and a lot of softness. In conditions where it's not super dark and nothing is moving, you can get an okay photo or two. That said, these are the best cameras on any Motorola phone I've tested. Now take a look at some of my favorite photos from the Edge Plus. In terms of video, the main camera can record in 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second, 4K but only at 30 frames per second, and 8K at only 30 frames per second. The ultra-wide camera can, for some reason, only record at 1080p. Why? So, you heard 8K and you probably got excited. 8K, that's a big number, and that's more than some phones, right? But 8K video from the Edge Plus, as with most Android phones, is just okay. I think 4K videos from the Edge Plus have better image quality, better dynamic range, and better stabilization. Stabilization test. In terms of how it compares to other phones, I took some photos with the Edge Plus, as well as the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro. The biggest difference between the three phones is that the iPhone and Pixel each have a dedicated telephoto camera, and the Edge Plus doesn't. The Edge Plus can zoom in digitally, but details start to look soft and muddled compared to those photos from the Pixel and iPhone. When it comes to photos from the main and ultra-wide cameras in good and medium lighting, like in these photos of my video producer Kevin, the Edge Plus does pretty well against two of the best camera systems on any phone today. In these shots of the Mission Dolores Basilica, the iPhone's photo has the best dynamic range, and the Pixel's photo has the best contrast. In these photos of an alley at sunset, you can definitely see the limits of the ultra-wide camera on the Edge Plus. The dynamic range is just better on the Pixel and iPhone. When it comes to night mode, the iPhone 13 Pro and Pixel 6 Pro definitely have a step up. Oftentimes, those phones were able to find stars in the night sky, whereas the Edge Plus found lots of image noise. And then there's the battery. In my time with the Motorola Edge Plus, it easily made it a day and a half between charges. The Edge Plus supports 30-watt turbocharging, and get this, it not only comes with a power brick in the box, but that power brick lets you use 30-watt fast charging. I can't think of another phone maker shipping phones today that includes a fast charger. And last but not least, the Edge Plus is a 5G phone. The one I tested works on Verizon and its ultra-wideband 5G network, and that includes millimeter wave, aka the really fast stuff that's not in a ton of cities. Even though the neighborhood I lived in showed up on Verizon's map as having support for super fast ultra-wideband, I typically got slow upload and download speeds. To wrap it all up, the new Motorola Edge Plus is improved in many ways over the previous model. If the Pixel 6 Pro didn't exist, the Edge Plus at $850 would be one of your best options for an Android phone. That's all I've got. If you want to learn more about the Motorola Edge Plus or buy one, check out the links in the description. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, keep your damn mouth shut. And last, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to CNET's YouTube channel. But now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the Motorola Edge Plus? Would you consider buying one over a Google Pixel 6 Pro? Throw your thoughts in the comments.